Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jeremy, founder of quickmail.io.
Hey, and this is Jack, Chief Lead Generation Officer at salesbread.com. Today we've got a teardown.
Almost.
That's a Zoom lag because we were spot on. Yes, we've got a teardown. We've got 1, 2, 3 cold emails that are going to be torn down right now.
Cool. Let's do it. It's going to be
But
short and
first,
sweet.
a short and sweet word from our sponsors. Today, most B2B companies lack the time or expertise to turn those cold prospects into warm sales qualified leads. So at salesbread.com, we will bring you 1 lead per day using ultra personalized cold emails and LinkedIn messages. So if you'd rather not do all the prospecting, personalization, and outreach to generate leads, head over to salesbread.com and let's get in touch.
Great. And the second sponsor, as quickly as yours, hopefully, it's quickmail.io. It's a great tool for doing cold outreach at scale, especially if you're an agency and needs multiple accounts. This is one of the best software to manage that. And if you're completely different spin, if you're actually a developer and you'd like to join us, then we're hiring. Just go to quickmail.io/jobs.
Boom shakalaka. I'm going to go ahead and share screen and we're going to dive right in.
All right.
Jeremy's great to work with, by the way. I do recommend if you're a developer, check him out. And if you're a developer, what are you doing listening to the Cold Email Outreach podcast? Just kidding. No.
Well,
all right, so we're diving in.
You may know someone. Anyway.
wait, we have developers. Yeah, there's a technical co-founder listening in, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, subject line is, let us connect, ? Hi, Jeremy. An avid follower of your site. You have some great articles there, and I really enjoyed them. It's informative and super engaging. I would like to suggest a few topics that would engage your audience and drag new audience to the website as well. I'd be delighted to have my content appear on your site. You'd get a good SEO value and a boost in your traffic to your site. We can discuss this in depth. Revert me once you get this ... Awaiting your response. Have a great day, Dan. And then it says, don't want emails from us anymore. Reply to this email with the word unsubscribe in the subject line.
Unsubscribe being all uppercase, of course.
That's right. Okay. So let's do this. In short, this is a perfect cold email. I think we can move on.
Sure. Yeah, I double that.
No. All right. Let's start at the top. What do we think about this subject line? Let us connect.
Misleading, I think, because when I receive something like that, it's you want to connect on a different platform than actually emails,
but it's
or you've been introduced by someone else.
Right. So maybe something around quickmail.io, like maybe your blog, right? Something about your blog.
Yeah, a quickmail blog.
Because
at the end of the day, you're selling SEO. So what does it have to do with networking? So it's definitely not networking. The subject is misleading.
Okay. So maybe quickmail blog, quickmail traffic, quickmail subscribers, something like this.
Yeah,
right?
I like quickmail traffic. I think that'd be a good one. It'll get me curious.
Okay, now the next block we need to review is this.
The personalization, right?
Yeah, exactly. Avid follower of your site, prove it. That's what it makes me want to say.
Yeah, how personalized is that, right? Not very much, it turns out.
So here's like the rule. If this block would apply to pretty much most SaaS companies, you're doing something wrong, right? Notice how I didn't say any company with a blog. I'm saying, like, if you're reaching out to SaaS companies, the personalization should be different, even for those in that own category. The only exception is if you go so specific. For example, SaaS founders in Prague that like Pilsner on their Twitter profile. Okay, then you can say, let's meet up for a Pilsner, and it works, but not here.
Correct.
Do you want to advise what could have worked here, and then we'll move on? You don't have to.
No, I think you said it very well. So, also a big fan of Japan. Move on.
Right.
That's fine.
Right. Short and sweet. You also don't have to be an avid follower. Just chill out. Like, just the fact that you are familiar with the company is a lot of times all it's required. Okay.
Correct.
Next, I would like to suggest a few topics that would engage your audience and drag new audience to the website as well. For some reason, I feel like drag is a very funny word to use here. It sounds forced. Yeah, kind
Like,
of funny.
let me just, force them to go and see to your website, even though they didn't want to. Like, okay.
Right. Curious. So the ask here is they'd like to suggest a few, like maybe guest post articles or topics for.
That's what I would think here. Yeah.
Right. So maybe better is like gets very specific. Did you want to write about email deliverability? That would be appropriate for the cold email blog, something like this, right? Maybe it would be better to actually put that in this email, right?
I would guess that you could, specify a few topics and also give some credibility. Maybe we won't see it on the next paragraph, but it could have been like, I've been writing on deliverability for
Love
5
it.
years, with a few articles already
see.
published on X, Y, and Z. If you ever need like an expert, or would you actually hire an expert for one of your few blogs? I can either do a guest blog or consider more regular engagement or whatever, right? Jack
Oh,
is pleased.
Clave, that's it. That's it. That's the teardown here. I mean, no, I'm not kidding. That was awesome. I'm trying to see if I have anything different to add. I would just replay that again.
What would I do, Jack, if I didn't have any credential? Because I know what I would do.
You'd have to sweeten the offer. And if you couldn't do it by showing them you're an expert, here's what I would do. Write the damn thing and give it to them. Like make it very hard to ignore your pitch. If you don't have any credentials and you're just starting out, what's it going to kill you to write an amazing piece? Just share it with this person. If they don't get back to you, you're going to take that same article and share it again. But like the idea is make something that's jaw-dropping, impressive. I think if you shared that with 3 people, and probably if it was me, I wouldn't ask for much in return other than like, hey, is it cool if I mentioned that I wrote for QuickMail in future things? Like it's a portfolio piece. So I would do it without asking much because it's now going to be your credibility booster.
Yeah. At the same time, I'll be careful not to actually give free work. I'll be always willing to have something in return more than just like, I can put the name, of your company that probably no one knows about. So I'll probably just be upfront with them. It's like, look, I haven't got a lot of things published because I just, started in the field, but you probably have some accomplishment. Like, I ended up first major on my literature, course or whatever, some sort of things like that. I will help you. Or you wrote some stuff in the past and you'd like to make the shift, but at least sort of come up front and you say, is there a way to work together? I think it's a really good ask, because then you will see straight away the people who are not interested and are going to waste your time versus the people who would actually give you a chance, right? So I find that very powerful to say, like, is there a way to work together? Because then it helps them to actually proactively sort of like say, maybe there is a room, or maybe suggest something in the follow-up, right?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm thinking for a follow-up, it could be like, just reply yes, and I'll send over 2 topics I've been thinking for QuickMail, as well as an outline for each, so you can see what your readers are going to get in return.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I like that.
All right, then I think we did justice to this. I'm curious, do you have any other notes here before moving on? Maybe the unsubscribe link deserves a comment.
Like, what the hell?
I hate this. I hate that the email is from Dan and it's, I'd be delighted. I would like to suggest. I enjoyed them. And then don't want to hear from us. I thought this is from Dan, who liked my site. So just like you write, like it's you to them, unsubscribe like it's you to them, or just don't even include it.
Just let me know.
There's
right. Why do I need,
we've
like,
talked about this before.
I know I wouldn't, but instead of saying like the complicated stuff, like please send, unsubscribe, all uppercase in the subject, like it's like, man, I just don't want to hear from you. So done.
Bear in mind though that this isn't CAN spam compliant. So if you're sending this in the US, there's no physical address. So I'm like, why even bother with this? That indicates it's a cold email automation,
Correct. Good point. All right, let's move on.
Okay. New New email, new sender. Subject, time to talk, ? Hi, name. I'm with CallRail, a call tracking company that allows you to measure phone call conversions from your search, digital, and offline marketing campaigns, including PPC keywords. Thought you would be the best person to discuss your company's call tracking needs and if we would be a good fit working together. If you are the right person, does a call Wednesday work? If not, any help being pointed in the right direction would be much appreciated. Thanks, John.
Okay, not too
Okay,
bad.
John. Okay, John.
Yeah, not too bad.
Starting from the top, I don't think we have anything negative about the subject. It is kind of what they're asking. What do you
It's
think?
obvious. Yeah, I agree. Although I would probably have preferred something a bit more specific to their offer, more than their call to action.
I
Yeah,
like
so
that. Okay, call tracking.
yeah, call tracking or like sales productivity. Well, it's probably too much like salesy stuff, but sales visibility or like improvement.
Right.
Something along those lines, like the benefits. I would like.
Maybe hold on. Like tracking, call
tracking needs
tracking. Yeah, tracking
or
needs.
visibility. Yeah, I don't know. Visibility on sales
Sales
department.
visibility. Yeah, there's something
like
there.
that.
No doubt there's something there. Okay, so
But it's not the worst
let's
one.
take
I
this.
think it's okay. Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. So the first line is very interesting. So if we remove I'm with CallRail, then this kind of breaks here. It's interesting because we're always saying it's not about you. Never introduce something and look at the signature. And yet if we remove that,
Pulls apart because that's basically the introduction.
exactly. And what I don't like about this is it's saying this is what my company does and I'm with them and we do this. It's a really hard way to get somebody's attention. Bear in mind, I don't think this is a bad cold email. Like we've reviewed way worse ones, but I think we can do better, even though it's an amazing product. And I say that genuinely. We should open with something about them. So I'm always tempted to just like custom intro goes here. And then it's a little less bad, I guess, to transition. Help me out.
Jack, if we remove the first full paragraph, right? Because I think there's something missing in this email. So if you remove the first paragraph, you just, comes back with basically their thought process, which is, hey, thought you will be the best person to discuss your company's call tracking needs. And if you, and I think that's exactly the heart of what they want, but they are also trying to optimize getting two in one. Like, hey, if it's not you, who is it? And that can be, yeah, I think either that can be breaking down into the follow-up, which I'm interested in seeing what the follow-up is going to be. Or the other approach will be like, I'm missing the critical piece here as to like, how do you help me? And so that's what the first paragraph tried to do by defining what the company is, but I'm not looking to define a company, which I don't care about. I'm looking about figuring out like, how is that going to benefit me?
What if we said this? What if we said like, because, and this is going to be crappy, but that's fine. But if we went with it, it said
your reputation is on the line here, Jack. Careful.
I doubt it. Okay, because what if we said measuring phone call, let's say measuring call conversions from, let's say, offline. I don't know, I'm going to pick one. Offline marketing, or better yet, let's say it seems like PPC is important. So we'll say measure call conversions from PPC campaigns. PPC campaigns, it can be challenging. May have some insight to offer there. I don't know.
Yeah, or you could even say like, hey, we figured out a way to measure call conversion from PPC campaigns. Is that something that you have a problem at your company, or like different words than problem, of course, but is that a challenge at your company? And if so,
is that worth a discussion?
Is that worth a discussion? Yes.
So it's basically, you would loop it and be like, we figured out a way to insert unique thing.
Yeah, I fail to see how relevant is the name of your company in my outreach. Basically, that could be done in a signature. So in this case, I would really just focus on what solution you're offering, and then you could say like, hey, we've been, and then there's a little bit of,
Yeah.
authority here that needs to be put in. Like, hey, we've
Cool.
been working for the last 5 years with companies to help them,
Super
triple
cool.
their conversion rate, or finally figure out if the channel, how to make the channel works better, or something like that. And if you meet someone who has this problem, which you may be able to do with your prospecting, then I think you have a stronger chance of getting a reply.
100%. Maybe we could talk list building really quick. I know it's
Mhm.
weird to include in a teardown, but if we were doing that, I would say show me companies that run PPC ads
Yeah,
and have outbound calling employees, and I'm going to send them this,
nice.
and that would be cool. That would be
And
cool.
if you probably also know who your clients are. Like, are they like already well established? Well, then, just starting, and then you will see the number of employees, for example, or how long is that company has been um, it's been operating for, right?
Yeah, and make sure you're sending this to the right person. That's half the battle, maybe more. Okay,
Correct. Okay,
I
good.
think
I
this
think,
is cool. Move
yeah,
on.
move on.
Okay, so we have chat about call tracking. Hi, first name. Know you're busy, so not trying to be a pest. Just wanted to learn more about your call tracking goals and if Call Rail's intuitive software can help you meet them. Call Rail was rated #1 in customer satisfaction, so think of a call to talk. So think a call to talk further would be beneficial. Does Tuesday work for you?
Did they try Wednesday in the previous email or something like that? Like, they try random days. Yeah, does Wednesday work for you? No, they're trying Tuesdays because obviously, if I didn't reply, it's because of the day. What do you think
Okay,
of this
so
follow-up?
yeah, I thought, look, we always say throw in something like a new selling point in each touch, and rated #1 in customer satisfaction is an attempt there, but they're missing the link here. Who rated them that? Like the authority is hanging here. Close, but I want them to say like according to Capter, I don't know, something.
I honestly don't care. Like, I mean, okay, it's cool customer satisfaction, but yeah, satisfaction about what? Right. So I would care more about the actual tangible result that the client has, instead of just like feeling good. I don't know. That's just me, number guy.
Unfortunately, I think like something like this, and this is more of a comment on strategy, but be very careful which selling points you think are important, because
Mm,
you may choose the wrong ones. And it kind of unfortunately depends on how proud the VP sales or marketing or founder is about their selling points.
yeah,
I I yeah, I think you're spot on. This is probably not something that's going to lead to a meeting,
that's
but
not
it
gonna
may help
sway me. Yeah.
close. It may help close,
Maybe the other
right?
thing is, like, they're mentioning twice their company name. Again, I don't care about the company name, right? Maybe this is the first time I hear about them, so dropping the name won't make any difference. Maybe I'm the wrong audience. I don't know. Maybe they are going after people who do know the market much better. But honestly, I would not lead with your name and assume that people know you. I don't necessarily believe this is a good approach here.
Fair point here. Okay, and I thought this was an interesting tack. This kind of takes a step back, which I like. It's like, okay, we couldn't get them on the call on Wednesday, but now let's just have more of a conversation around your call tracking goals, and if we can help you with that. That's probably the gem in this follow-up, if there was one. Would you agree?
Totally. And what would you make about the first thing before that? Know you're busy, so not trying to be a pest.
Generally something to delete,
100%.
because it makes you feel like you are a pest.
Exactly.
The only exception
Not saying
is
you're a pest, but hey, I was like,
right.
what do you mean?
Yeah, there's something because like the book Never Split the Difference
Yeah,
says
brilliant.
you're gonna want to kill me, but I have to X. I have to leave early today. So
I see.
there's something about like getting the door in the face and then having the other person go, no, it's not that bad, right?
But look at
However,
that.
this is
It's
the wrong way to do it.
This is the difference, because here it's talking about him being a pest. Sorry. Oh, actually, no, that works. Actually, that's the same example, right? Yeah, I guess so, but I don't know. I wouldn't use that for sure. What okay.
Yeah.
What would you use
The one
instead? Like,
exception though is, look, what would I use instead? Not this. And I've seen something like this, but humor apply, like 1 out of 100 times humor will get through this. And okay, it's like cute. I see, you're like a person. I get it. But my rule of thumb is don't try and be funny, because we rarely are in a cold email. So instead, I don't know, Jeremy, I might say something specific about the company that encouraged me to reach out again. It's like, look, I'm seeing that you've got 4 outbound call employees right now, and you're running PPC ads. I'm so I'd like to learn more about your call tracking goals in case this has been a challenge before, may be able to help. Does Tuesday work, or is Tuesday better? That's edging in the right direction, I think, although blocky and not quite smooth. What do you think?
yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what I would actually write if I had to write something like that. I'd probably
You could
be
do the CC. Hey, I'm CCing Todd in case
Oh, I
he's
agree with
right.
that. I'm just trying to figure out like that, you're probably going to kill me, mention that you're done. So I probably do something about the speed at which I'm sending a follow-up. Like something like, hey, no, you haven't replied to the first one yet. Maybe I'm sending this one too soon, but I really wanted to, know more about your tracking goals and, whatever. So that way, that really means on you, you're really too eager to
Oh,
actually contact that person, to actually wait for a response. So you don't necessarily make that person feel bad because you haven't responded yet. And the only things like,
right.
I'm just so enthusiastic. I really want to reach out again. So, apologize in advance for crowding
Yeah,
your inbox. Right? So
that's
I'd
pretty
probably
good.
do
We could do
this
the same
angle.
thing, where this is harder to automate, but you could say, I know Q3 is coming to an end, so I thought it'd be appropriate to reach out again about blah. Or maybe you want to compile the month end ROI for your PPC ads.
Yeah,
Hoping the timing's better now.
that's good. I like it. I
Yeah,
like it too.
we're getting closer, but I think this was a great teardown.
Cool. One
Yeah,
last point I will make: better subject line, right? Because on the first email we said something about like call tracking, whatever. And now it chat about call tracking, so it's not as bad. What was the first one? The first email, if you don't mind. Yeah, time to talk. So now there is finally the call tracking that comes in, right? So we're pretty close with the first one. Yeah.
and then I would probably, I mean, the question mark could stay actually.
Either way.
Stay. Now I'm like thinking, can you actually see if the company's website phone number is a VOP number that is tracked? I wonder if you could find out what's behind the phone number. But we're getting to probably another cast. I'm ready to wrap it up. I think I'll give you the trophy on this teardown. I think you had a lot of good stuff on this, Jeremy. Thanks, man.
Woo-hoo! Well, only the public can judge. But speaking of, I don't know what, because I don't know how to make the transition. But if you want more of that, there is always course.quickmail.io, where we have fun teaching people becoming masters at cold email. So if you like this sort of insights and how well we're actually doing things, you can do that too, and maybe build your own YouTube channel on tearing down emails. Save me
That's
here,
right.
Jack. I'm just saying BS.
That's okay. If you want to make more money sending cold email, go to
Right.
course.quickmail.io. Boom. All right, Jeremy. Thanks so much,
Well
man.
played.
Catch you next
All
time.
right. Bye,
Thanks.
Jack.
Bye.